Hey y'all, what's up? How's it going? I am Jackcident Prone, and I cannot stop thinking about the Glasgow Willy Wonka experience. You can ask anyone I've interacted with over the last few days. Everything out of my mouth is the unknown this and a single jelly bean that. I got to watching a lot of the TikToks regarding this experience, as I'm sure many of us have, and I came across the TikTok that was made by the gentleman who played Willie himself. And he mentioned having a script that was 15 pages of AI generated nonsense. So naturally, when I heard this, my first thought was, I wonder if I can find the script online. I have to read this for myself. There's no way. I need I need to know what these actors were forced to read. And sure enough, I found it in like 2 minutes. And we're just gonna do a fun little dramatic reading. We'll notice that this event was called Willie's Chocolate Experience. No mention of the word Wonka anywhere, just Willie's Chocolate Experience. But as we scroll farther down into the actual script, we will see that the title is Wonka Doodles at McDuff's Chocolate Factory, a script. I truly don't know how to feel about this. I don't know what to refer to this as. Is it Willie's Chocolate Experience? Is it Wonka Doodles at McDuff's Factory? Is it just the Glasgow Nightmare? That's my next band name, the Glasgow Nightmare. We're gonna make the unknown our, logo. It's gonna be great. ADHD tangent over. Let's jump right into this. Willie McDuff. Introduction and audience interaction before entering the Garden of Enchantment. Scene. A whimsical, brightly lit stage that hints at the magic of the Garden of Enchantment beyond. Willie McDuff, a character of eccentric charm and wit, stands before the curtain that separates the mundane from the magical. The audience is buzzing with anticipation. Willie McDuff with a grandiose flourish. Ladies, gentlemen, and esteemed guests of all ages, welcome! As we get into this first line here, I notice that it is very much, hey guys, gals, and non-binary pals, but a little bit fancier. So I guess our boy Willie McDuff said trans rights. Let's go. I am Willie McDuff, your humble guide on this journey to the extraordinary, the spectacular, the downright magical Garden of Enchantment. Audience applauds. Willie McDuff, smiling. Ah, I see we have enthusiasts among us. Why am I like this? Before we proceed, a few formalities. Well, not so formal if I have anything to say about it. Winks. He strides downstage, closer to the audience, with a mischievous twinkle in his eye. You see, the Garden of Enchantment isn't just any garden. Oh no! It's a place where the trees whisper secrets of old, the flowers sing in harmony, and the stones, well, they mostly just sit there, but they do it enchantingly. Everybody say hi to my cat. She is a menace, and I love her for it. Sometimes she might just kind of show up and lay on my lap, and we're just going to have to accept that. This is who she is. And she's gone. Okay, we can continue. Audience laughs. Now, I must ask, who among you has brought their sense of wonder? Show of hands, please. Audience members raise their hand, some enthusiastically, others more timidly. I love how they have stage directions for the audience, as if they can control what the audience is going to do. Were they going to plant, actors in the audience to go along with this? What was their end goal here? I mean, we could tell from the posters that this very clearly didn't proofread anything. But if you're gonna proofread something, my god, at least make it the script. Anyone who thinks that AI is going to take over the world clearly has not heard anything about this Wonka experience. Splendid! And who has packed an extra pair of socks? You know, in case the first pair gets knocked off by sheer amazement. Audience laughs again. A few hands remain raised. Ah, we have some well-prepared adventurers. Excellent. He sounds like a DM at a D&D game. but like poorly written. So poorly written. Like, this person has never played D&D before, let alone DM'd. And they're trying so hard to improvise and just failing miserably, not realizing that they sound like the worst ringleader in circus history. Your journey into the garden will be one of awe, of laughter, and perhaps a mild case of bewilderment. But fear not, for I, Willie McDove, have traversed its paths many a time and have only gotten lost, pause for effect, thrice.
I'll have you know I stubbed my toe last week while watering my spice garden, and I only cried for 20 minutes.
Audience chuckles, enjoying McDuff's self-deprecating humor. Now, a crucial question. Does anyone here speak fluent squirrel? No? Shame, they're but the best conversationalists in the garden. But worry not, for I am a certified interpreter of squirrel, duck, and on some special occasions, bashful tulip. Audience is visibly amused, some are leaning in, fully engaged in McDuff's charismatic presence. Before we embark, I must warn you, the garden has a way of enchanting one's emotions. So, if you find yourself inexplicably joyful or suddenly bursting into song, embrace it. It's all part of the enchantment. This is especially funny knowing what we know now, that this all took place in a dirty warehouse with Party City ass props and the smallest AI generated photo backgrounds I've ever seen, and also the worst inflatable attraction I've seen since the ball pit at DashCon. DashCon walked so Willie's chocolate experience could run. He starts to walk back towards the stage. And now, my dear friends, are you ready to leave the mundane behind and step into a world where the impossible becomes possible, where everything brings a new wonder, and where the only limit is your imagination? The audience responds with cheers and applause. Grinning. Then without further ado, let us proceed. But remember, keep your belongings close, your wits about you, and your socks well secured. To the Garden of Enchantment we go! Willie McDuff leads the audience with a dramatic gesture towards the curtain, which slowly begins to open, revealing the first glimpses of the Garden of Enchantment as lights and sounds from the magical realm spill into the auditorium, ending the scene on a high note of anticipation and excitement. In the Garden of Enchantment with Willie McDuff and the Wonka Doodles. Let's go. I guess we're gonna figure out what the a Wonka Doodle is. Let's go. The stage transforms into a vibrant, mystical garden of enchantment, filled with oversized, colorful flowers, twinkling lights, and mysterious pathways. I'm just going to pause for a moment to show some more pictures of the actual event that took place so that you can remember those words and then remember what people were actually walking into. You got it? Good. Let's go. Willie McDuff, with his distinct attire and a sparkle in his eyes, is joined by the playful Wonkadoodles, each holding baskets brimming with an assortment of whimsical sweets. So I guess, are the Wonkadoodles supposed to be the Oompa Loompas? That's what I'm assuming at this point. Willie McDuff spreading his arms wide. Ah, welcome! Welcome to the heart of the Garden of Enchantment, a place where wonders never cease, and the sweets, he gestured toward the Wonkadoodles, are as enchanting as the surroundings. The Wonkadoodles dance around, offering sweets to the audience members who have followed them onto the stage, transformed into the garden for this immersive experience. So, I'm assuming the sweets that they were handing out were the single jelly bean that kids got. I mean, that one Oompa Loompa girl who was trying so hard to save this event for the kids and putting on a brave face was generous and would give some kids 3 jelly beans. These are what the Wonkadoodles are giving out. I think they only called them Wonkadoodles so that they could get away with using Willie and Wonka in the same script without it specifically being Willy Wonka. That's the only logical explanation, but then again, Does this even need a logical explanation? There is no logical explanation for any of this that happened. Like, none. So I don't know why I'm looking for a logical explanation in this AI generated gibberish. The man who played Willie McDuff was right. This is truly AI generated nonsense. I am sorry, my cat keeps rubbing up against my tripod and trying to knock my camera over. So they just offered the sweets to the children. Wonkadoodle 1, tripping over a pretend stone, sweets flying everywhere. Oops, it seems even the stones want a taste of our treats. Audience laughs as Wonkadoodle 2 helps gather the sweets, turning the mishap into a playful act. Willie McDuff, chuckling. Careful there! Our garden stones are known to be quite the sweet tooths. Now, dear guests, feel free to explore, but beware of the giggle grass. It's known to induce spontaneous laughter. I feel like there's no way to deliver these lines without being at least a little bit fruity. And I say this as a seasoned fruity man. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just my personal delivery. Maybe there's just no way for, as fruity as I am, for me to deliver these lines without being a little fruity. Am I allowed to say fruity on YouTube? I guess we'll find out. Audience members are encouraged to move around and interact with the set pieces, including the giggle grass, which, when stepped on, triggers hidden speakers to play laughter sounds. I think we all know that none of this happened. None of us saw giggle grass. There were no speakers anywhere that I saw. None of this makes sense. This is all just breaking my brain. And yet, I soldier on. Don't ask how I got that discontinued Dr. Pepper. We're gonna ignore that. Wonkadoodle 2, handing out a peculiarly my partner is turning beet red, trying so hard not to laugh at me right now. Peculiarly. There we go. Handing out a peculiarly... I'm just gonna copy and paste when I said it right and place it here. Peculiarly shaped candy. Try this. It's our latest creation, the Whiz Bang Whirligig. Just be sure you're not standing upside down when you eat it, or you might find yourself floating. That's shameless. They were trying so hard to make it as close to Willy Wonka without it being actually Willy Wonka legally. Like, I have not seen so many attempts at skirting copyright law. Willie McDuff joining in the fun. And if anyone encounters our talking tulips, do pay them a compliment. They've been a bit wilting lately, and a kind word goes a long way in this garden. I'm normally not one to police grammar. Grammar is not an indication of intelligence, first and foremost. But AI should know better. Like, there's apps like Grammarly out there using AI to correct people's grammar. AI should be getting that right, and yet, here we are. Make it make sense, y'all. Audience members engage with the interactive flowers, offering compliments, to which the flowers were gone with pre-recorded whimsical thank yous. So, if the thank yous are pre-recorded, you could walk up to these flowers and tell them to go suck a dick, and they would say thank you. You could walk up to these flowers and you could start rapping Eminem's Mom's Spaghetti, like, over and over again, and these flowers would just respond thank you, because they're pre-recorded. You could do, like, a Impractical Jokers thing where you put in a hidden microphone so you can hear what the cast is saying to you and respond accordingly, so you're not creating moments like someone saying the Navy SEAL copy pasta word for word to these flowers and all they respond with is thank you. You know, what the did you just say to me, you little I'll have you know that I graduated top of my class in the Navy SEALs, etc., etc. I don't know the whole thing. That's like asking someone to memorize the digits of pi. Who gave me access to a camera? Who lets me do these things? Wonkadoodle 1 to a guest. Oh, and if you see a butterfly, whisper your sweetest dream to it. There are official secret keepers, and I can't deliver these lines without laughing. I think I'm composing myself. I'm trying to compose myself. Okay, I can do this. Laughing at the joke before I can get it out. It's not even a joke. This was written by AI in earnest. Oh, and if you see a butterfly, whisper your sweetest dream to it. There are official secret keepers and dream carriers of the garden. This is so stupid. Okay. I'm calming down. Willie McDuff gathering everyone's attention. Now, I must ask, has anyone seen the elusive bubble bloom? It's a rare flower that blooms just once every blue moon and fills the air with shimmering bubbles. The stage crew discreetly activates bubble machines, filling the area with bubbles, causing excitement and wonder among the audience. Because nobody knows that bubble machines exist. Wonkadoodle 2, pretending to catch bubbles. Quick, each bubble holds a whisper of enchantment. Catch one and make a wish. I'm not gonna get through this alive. Willie McDuff, as the bubble catching frenzy continues. Remember, in the Garden of Enchantment, every moment is a chance for magic. Every corner hides a story, and every bubble catches a bubble, holds a dream. He opens his hand, and the bubble gently pops, revealing a small twinkling light that ascends into the rafters, leaving the audience in awe. How the did they plan on pulling that off? I don't even understand what practical effects you could utilize at an immersive experience like this that would make that happen. Let alone at one that turned out like DashCon for children. Willie McDuff, with warmth, my dear friends, take this time to explore, to laugh, and to dream. For in this garden, the magic is real, and the possibilities are endless. And who knows, the next wonder you encounter may be just around the next bend. Scene ends with the audience fully immersed in the interactive magical experience, laughter and joy filling the air as Willie McDuff and the Wonkadoodles continue to engage and delight with their enchanting antics and treats. Scene before entry into the dark and mysterious Twilight Tunnel. Scene, the vibrant colors and whimsical laughter of the Garden of Enchantment gradually give way to a more subdued atmosphere. The path narrows and the light dims, leading to the entrance of the Twilight Tunnel. Willie McDuff, with a lantern in hand, gathers the audience at the threshold, where shadows dance and an air of mystery envelops the space. The Wonkadoodles huddle close, their usual mirth replaced by eager anticipation, mixed with a hint of apprehension. Who gave the AI a thesaurus? Like, they sound like me in 5th grade trying to write a series of unfortunate events fan fiction. I wish I were joking. I really did that. Willie McDuff, in a hushed tone, drawing the audience closer. Brave explorers, our journey through the Garden of Enchantment has brought us to a most curious threshold, the entrance to the Twilight Tunnel. The audience's chatter quiets down, their attention captured by the change in Willie's tone and the intriguing darkness ahead. Gesturing towards the tunnel, Beyond this point lies a realm of shadows and whispers, a place where the mysteries of the night come alive. Now he just sounds like me in 7th grade writing poetry. Again, I'm not joking. I wish I were.
Dollar store Jareth.
Dollar store Jareth, you're so right. Beyond this point lies a realm of shadows and whispers, a place where the mysteries of the night come alive. But fear not, for though the path may be veiled with darkness, it is also speckled with the light of 1,000 twilight stars. So I'm guessing like Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson, the really hot guy that played Kristen Stewart's dad, and the really hot girl that played Robert Pattinson's sister. Wonka Doodle 1 clutches a small glowing orb, offering a visual representation of the twilight stars Willie mentioned. Wonka Doodle 1 with a tone of awe. These orbs are the captured essence of twilight itself. They will guide us when the stars above are shy. What? What? Willie McDuff nodding. Indeed, my friend. And as we step into the shadows, remember, it is in the darkness that the light shines brightest. So, I ask you, are you ready to embrace the unknown and discover the secrets that lie within? The audience murmurs affirmatively, a mix of excitement and nervous anticipation in the air. I truly love the stage directions for the audience. Nothing about it makes sense. Like, I love that the AI is just making these assumptions that this is how the audience is going to react. Because, spoiler alert, it's not how they reacted. Willie McDuff, smiling reassuringly. Fear not, for you are not alone. Together we shall traverse the twists and turns of the Twilight Tunnel, and who knows what wonders we might uncover. Willie turns to the Wonkadoodles, who are now distributing the glowing orbs to the audience members. Willie McDuff, these orbs are not only our light, but our promise to each other. Is this a wedding ceremony? Why are we making promises to each other? These orbs are not only our light, but our promise to each other that no matter how dark the path, we will find our way through together. That literally sounds like a wedding vow. And not a good wedding vow. Like an AI-generated wedding vow from a dude that didn't want to put any effort into his vows, but didn't want to end up on TikTok by saying like,
only two things are required to keep me happy. Keep my belly full and my balls empty. So you're amazing at half of it. We really need to get you some cooking lessons.
Like, it sounds like the vows of somebody who wanted to say that, saw the response that it got on TikTok from somebody else doing it, and was like, okay, I need a last-minute game change. Hey, ChatGPT, help me write some wedding vows. And this is what came out. Wonkadoodle 2, looking slightly more courageous, steps forward. Wonkadoodle 2. And remember, in the Twilight Tunnel, it's not just about finding the light. It's about finding the courage within ourselves to face the dark and emerge stronger on the other side. What in the goddamn Lord of the Rings is this? We're not taking a cursed-ass ring to Mordor and carrying the weight of all of the darkness in the world on our shoulders. We're in a candy factory. Willie McDuff raising his lantern. So, with hearts brave and spirits bold, let us step into the Twilight Tunnel, where adventure awaits at every shadow's edge. After all, the greatest treasures are often hidden in the darkest places. Willie leads the way into the tunnel, with the audience following closely behind, their glowing orbs illuminating the path as they venture into the unknown, leaving the world of light and laughter behind for a journey filled with mystery and discovery. How do they know the audience is going to be feeling all of that? Like, make it make sense. Scene ends as the group disappears into the mouth of the Twilight Tunnel, the light from their orbs casting a soft glow that fades into the encompassing darkness, setting the stage for an adventure unlike any other. Scene in the Twilight Tunnel with Willie McDuff, the Unknown, and the Anti-Gravity Gobstopper.
Hey y'all, Editing Jax here. I made a whoopsie. The treat that I refer to throughout the video as the anti-gravity gobstopper is actually the anti-graffiti gobstopper. It is the anti-graffiti gobstopper. I simply cannot read. Thank you for your patience.
Deep within the serpentine pathways of the Twilight Tunnel, the atmosphere grows tense as Willie McDuff gathers the audience in a semicircle. His face is illuminated by the flickering light of his lantern, casting long shadows on the walls. The group's laughter and whispers fade as Willie begins to speak in a grave tone. Here we go. We're finally getting the lore from my boy, the Waluigi of the Wonka-verse. Let's go! Willie McDuff with a serious expression. My dear adventurers, we stand on the precipice of a discovery most wondrous and perilous. For within these ancient walls lurks a tale not yet told of an evil chocolate maker known only as the Unknown. The audience leans in, captivated by Willie's words. Why are we captivated? This fiendish foe has long coveted one of my most cherished creations, the anti-gravity gobstopper, a marvel of confectionery science designed to aid, not just any soul, but the tireless guardians of our cleanliness, our beloved mums. And yes, dads too, but especially mums, from the endless scourge of dirty socks thrown about by youthful adventurers. These are literally telling kids, hey kids, clean your room. A murmur of amusement and agreement ripples through the audience. Willie McDuff, suddenly freezing mid-sentence, his expression locked in shock. What sentence is he freezing in the middle of? He just finished his sentence. We just saw him finish his sentence just a few lines up in the script. Why am I criticizing this as if it was written by a human? This was not written by a human. Silence envelops the group, the tension palpable. Then, from the shadows, a figure emerges, cloaked in mystery and malice. The Unknown.
It's the Unknown!
The Unknown, with his voice both smooth and sinister, so I'm imagining James Earl Jones as Darth Vader. Willie McDuff and his band of intrepid explorers, you have something I desire, and with your unwitting aid, it shall be mine. The anti-gravity gobstopper will no longer clean your worlds. It will turn them to chaos at my command. The audience gasps, some shifting nervously, as the Unknown scans the crowd, his gaze landing on a chosen audience member. That's the one audience reaction that the script got right. Like, we've seen people react to the Unknown, and we know it makes them incredibly uneasy. You there, yes, you will assist me in acquiring this precious sweet. Together, we shall rewrite the rules of cleanliness and order. So, he wants to steal the anti-gravity gobstopper so that he can make the whole world a kid's messy bedroom, is what I'm gathering is his motive. No? I've heard worse villain motives. I've definitely heard better villain motives, but I've also heard worse. As the Unknown extends a hand towards the audience member, I'm imagining the Bye-Bye Man with his long touching fingers. The room suddenly brightens, and Willie McDuff unfreezes, shaking his head as if disoriented. Willie McDuff, confused. What happened? Did anyone else feel a chill? He looks around, feigning ignorance of the Unknown's presence. You all look as if you've seen a ghost. Or perhaps you're just feeling a bit whitey? Whitey? Is that even a word? First they make up random villains, and now they're just making up words? Is that allowed?
Is this allowed? What the is that allowed?
Laughter breaks the tension, as Willie assures the audience with a wink and a smile, subtly dismissing the ominous threat of the unknown as nothing more than a momentary illusion. Willie McDuff. Fear not, my friends, for the power of imagination and good cheer can dispel even the darkest of shadows. Now, let us continue our journey with hearts light and spirits undimmed. Transition to the Bubble and Lemonade room. Willie McDuff suddenly brightening. Speaking of light spirits, I find myself quite parched after our unexpected adventure. But fortune smiles upon us, for just beyond this door lies a room filled with refreshments most delightful, the Bubble and Lemonade room. With a flourish, Willie opens a previously unnoticed door. How would the audience not notice a door that's right there? Revealing a room where the air sparkles with floating bubbles and rivers of sparkling lemonade flow freely. As we all know, there was not a river of sparkling lemonade. And first of all, that would literally just look like a river of piss. And we really do not need a river of piss. Here, my dear guests, you may quench your thirst with lemonade that fizzes and dances on the tongue, and chase bubbles that burst with flavors unimaginable. A toast to adventures shared and friendships forged in the heart of the unknown. The audience, now relieved and rejuvenated by the whimsical turn of events, follows Willie into the Bubble and Lemonade room, laughter and chatter filling the air once more as they immerse themselves in the joyous, bubbly wonderland. Scene: the Imagination Lab and McDuff TV. Why didn't we hear about McDuff TV? They've been leaving out some crucial details of this absolute nonsense. We didn't hear about a river of piss lemonade. I heard something about an imagination lab, but it was very brief. I think it was on the AI-generated poster, and it was spelled like immigration or something like that. I don't know. Inside the vibrant Bubble and Lemonade room, the guests' laughter and enjoyment fill up the air as they sip on the fizzy, magical drinks. Their attention is soon drawn to a mysterious door marked Imagination Lab. Keep out. Willie McDuff, with a mischievous glint in his eye. How does one replicate a glint in their eye on purpose? Because they've already mentioned having like a twinkle in his eye a couple of times. They mentioned having a glint. Like, how does an actor pull that off in a live setting? The only way that I can think of, adding it in post-production. I don't think that's something you could pull off in an immersive experience like the Glasgow Nightmare. Willie McDuff, with a mischievous glint in his eye, gathers the guests around the forbidden entrance. Here, come look at this door that you're not supposed to go in. Willie McDuff, with an air of secrecy. Ah, my curious friends, behind this door lies the heart of our confectionery wonders, the Imagination Lab, a place where the impossible becomes possible and the peculiar becomes delightful. The audience leans in, eager to hear more about the mystical lab. Willie McDuff. Within these walls, we've concocted creations beyond your wildest dreams. McDuff TV, for instance, where you can watch your favorite flavors come to life right before your eyes. A murmur of intrigue spreads through the crowd. And let's not forget our secret inventions, the soup-flavored jelly beans. Who wants that? Who wants a soup-flavored jelly bean? Imagine putting a jelly bean in your mouth and it's clam chowder. Why would you do that to yourself on purpose? The soup-flavored jelly beans designed to keep the wee ones clean. Hot and spicy beans that, lowers his voice, attract the birds. Wink. That's a story for another day, or perhaps a question for your parents. Attract the birds? Is he implying the birds and the bees? What? The audience chuckles, appreciating the playful innuendo. Willie McDuff. Ah, my favorite, the boogerberry bean. Made fresh from Grandpa's crusty old hanky. A taste that's, well, let's just say, uniquely exquisite. Why? Why on God's green earth? Why, in the name of Yoba and Flying Spaghetti Monster, why would you make a booger-flavored jelly bean? Someone please tell me. The guests exchanged amused and slightly apprehensive glances. I mean, yeah, I would be more than slightly apprehensive, and I certainly wouldn't be amused. Willie McDuff, proudly, and of course the pièce de résistance, the anti-gravity gobstopper. Not only a marvel in keeping children's rooms clean, but a testament to the wonders of imagination and innovation. Does he have a kid? Is he trying to make his kid clean their room? I get it. Like, my parents struggled with that with me. I continue to struggle with that with myself, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm not gonna make a candy about it. The door slowly swings open, revealing a glimpse of the lab's interior. Flashes of color, bubbling concoctions, and strange machinery. So, I'm guessing this is where we came across exhausted Oompa Loompa girl that we all know and love. This picture right here that will go down in internet history. Like, this had to have been the Imagination Lab. Willie McDuff beckoning the guests inside. Now, who among you dares to taste the fruits of our imagination? Step right up and prepare for a flavor adventure unlike any other. The guests eagerly approach a table laden with the described sweets, each picking their choice with a mix of excitement and trepidation. Guest 1, trying the soup-flavored jelly bean. It's like dinner and a dessert. Astonishing. I love how they are literally scripting words for the guests now. How are they going to make guests say these exact lines? Guest 2, braving the boogerberry bean. Oh wow, it's oddly gorgeous? How is that possible? Laughter and surprised exclamations fill the room as the guests indulge in the whimsical treats. My brain is deteriorating more and more with each page of this that I read. I feel like I am slowly losing my mind. Scene, McDuff TV camera. As the tasting continues, Willie McDuff gestures towards an old-fashioned camera with a sign McDuff TV on it. Willie McDuff. And now for a bit of fun. Let's capture your expressions for McDuff TV, the only channel where every reaction is a flavor sensation. The camera lights up and Willie directs the guests to react to the flavors they're experiencing. Their sensations of delight, surprise, and bemusement are broadcasting on a vintage television set in the corner, providing a hilarious and heartwarming spectacle. Willie McDuff, laughing. Look at those marvelous expressions. Each face tells a story, a testament to the boundless realms of taste and imagination. Remember, in the Imagination Lab, every discovery is a step towards joy, and every flavor tells a tale. Scene ends with the guests gathered around the television, watching themselves and laughing together, united in a shared experience of wonder and discovery. They really put a lot of stock into thinking that the guests were going to be doing these things verbatim and following these reactions. What they got instead was the guests calling the cops on them. Willie McDuff watches over them, a satisfied smile on his face, knowing that the spirit of adventure and imagination has been kindled in their hearts. Our boy the Unknown is back! Scene, Willie versus the Unknown, the anti-gravity gobstopper showdown. I'm so ready. Scene, the excitement within the Imagination Lab reaches a crescendo as the guests gather around for an unprecedented spectacle. The lights dim and a spotlight illuminates Willie McDuff standing at one end of the room, holding the last anti-gravity gobstopper in his hand. Opposite him, shrouded in darkness, emerges the Unknown with a device that emits a sinister glow. The air crackles with anticipation. Willie McDuff holding up the gobstopper. Behold the culmination of imagination and ingenuity. The anti-gravity gobstopper, a sweet so powerful it can make any room sparkle without lifting a finger. But it seems our friend, the unknown, would rather use it for less tidy purposes. The unknown, sneering. That's right, McDuff. Imagine the chaos, the absolute power of turning tidiness into turmoil. Hand it over, and I might consider sparing your precious lab. The audience gasps, tension mounting as the two adversaries stand ready. I feel like I need to lean in for this. I'm on the edge of my seat. William McDuff, resolute. In the spirit of imagination and the pursuit of joy, I cannot let that happen. If it's a showdown you want, it's a showdown you'll get. This is feeling very Dragon Ball Z. I'm just waiting for one of them to start powering up. Suddenly, the room transforms into a battlefield of lights and lasers. Willie uses a device resembling a futuristic remote, activating traps and illusions around the lab to thwart the unknown's advances. The unknown dodging a beam of light. You think these parlor tricks will stop me? I've come too far to be foiled now. He retaliates with his own device, shooting beams of light towards Willie, who skillfully evades them using the lab's innovations as shields and counters. Willie McDuff with a twinkle in his eye. It's not about stopping you with tricks, but with creativity. For every dark intention, there's a light of innovation ready to shine through. Willie activates a machine that sends a dazzling display of holographic images, momentarily disorienting the unknown. Seizing the opportunity, Willie sets the anti-gravity gobstopper into a contraption that amplifies its cleanup abilities, sending a wave of sparkling cleanliness towards the unknown, neutralizing his device and rendering him harmless. What? What is this? The unknown stumbling, caught in the sparkling wave. No, my plans thwarted by tidiness. The guests cheer as the unknown is gently swept up by a robotic vacuum. We're gonna get a robotic vacuum big enough to suck up a grown man. I'm okay. The guests cheer as the unknown is gently swept up by a robotic vacuum, humorously ending the confrontation. Willie McDuff addressing the audience. And so, my friends, we see that even in the face of darkness, the light of imagination, joy, and a bit of clever cleaning can prevail. Let us remember, the greatest adventures and the most enduring victories are those we achieve together. The room lights up, returning to its vibrant state as Willie offers a bow, the anti-gravity gobstopper safely in hand. The guests erupt into applause, celebrating the triumph of creativity and courage over chaos. Scene ends with Willie McDuff and the guests reveling in the success of their imaginative endeavor, reinforcing the power of unity and the endless possibilities that lie within the realms of imagination and innovation. The end. What the f*** did I just read? They gave this to actors and expected them to take it seriously for starters. And what I really didn't expect was the underlying moral of clean your room. That really hit me out of left field. I did not see that coming. In all honesty, I can see why everyone was told about halfway through the event to just completely abandon the script. Because nothing about that made sense, and I'm sure it reflected in their performances. Because you saw how I just tried to read that. Y'all, I couldn't keep a straight face. Those actors that even tried to keep a brave face in all of that are the bravest souls. Like, kudos to y'all for surviving that. I hope you eventually get paid for your work, because you deserve it for putting up with all of that. At the same time, I also hope that the parents who were scammed by this get at least a little bit of your money back, but also I hope you learned a valuable lesson in recognizing AI generated things versus actual things created by people. And maybe going forward, we can use that knowledge to make informed decisions regarding not just children's entertainment, but our own entertainment. As this script very clearly proved, AI is no match for genuine human creativity, but goddamn can it make us laugh. And I guess that's what matters. So, thank you all for joining me on this wild adventure. Again, thanks for sticking with me. If you enjoy this kind of stuff, if you think I'm funny for whatever reason, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell for notifications so that you know when I post for the first time in a year. Sorry about that. Life's been a little hectic. I promise I'm going to try and put videos out more consistently. I have so many video ideas that I desperately want to cover. I just had to get this one out of my brain, because it was all I've been thinking about. Anyway, I've been Jackson Prone. Thank y'all for joining me. I'll see you next time. I'm gonna put captions for what you're saying.
No, there's not the egg.
Okay, Merida, you're really taking the Glasgow part of this seriously, huh?